I know you want to glow up, improve your appearance, be more visible, magnetic, chosen, and all of that, but have you considered the art of seducing yourself? Because not only it will bring you all of that on a silver platter, but it will be also so fun to experiment with yourself. The seduction without this fear of rejection because it's yourself. So you can freely experiment and seduce and, play with it. It's really just fun and pleasurable. And it's actually a very good embodiment technique to start shining and be visible and be attractive and all of the above. And I know that when we generally present you that idea of seduction, it's always linked to like perfume and clothes and jewelry and lingerie, and always it's linked to like consumption or like trying to imitate something that we believe is femininity or we believe is sensuality, but we like don't really know. And I want to offer in this video a different approach, that seduction can also be just about being in awe with yourself, about really creating that feeling of admiring yourself and deeply connecting to your presence. So let's explore how to rebuild that feeling with yourself, linked to desire, aliveness, beauty, and a lot of empowerment, because you are in control of it and you do this for yourself and you take all the advantages and you leave all the rest. So let's explore how to create that feeling and to rebuild that identity full of desire, aliveness, sensuality, and beauty, natural beauty. So, what does it mean to seduce yourself outside of the image that we have of it, to like just splurge into luxurious things and buy products and lingerie and all of that? What does it really mean to explore the art of seducing yourself without all of that? For me, it's the idea of creating an environment that is irresistible around you, treating yourself as sacred, choosing behaviors that make you feel delicious to yourself, grounded, feminine, sensual, alive. So why do you feel disconnected from that energy in the first place? Like, it should be so natural for you to like be in awe of yourself and to be in a good environment when you're with yourself and all of that, right? So as I always tell you, your beauty, your aliveness, your health, your balance, your harmony, all of that is a natural state for you when you are yourself and balanced, grounded, connected to your real self. Those are not something that you seek outside of you. Those are something that you try to reveal by pulling out the layers of all of that you are not. And when you learn what disconnected you from yourself, it's then easier to remove it and come back to who you are, instead of trying to always become something more and do more and try to embody someone that you feel you are not. And this feeling of trying, always trying so hard to perform and be perfect and do more. When you understand what dimmed your light, what disconnected you from yourself, you then just have to remove it. It's so easy. So let's try to understand. And when I thought about it, even for myself, I realized that a beginning of an answer is that we are pushed to be productive. And you might think there is no link between being sensual and feminine and seducing yourself and being productive, right? But actually, it has everything to do with it. Because the art of seduction, whether it's with yourself or with someone else, actually, the art of seduction in general is something that is like useless, non productive, not in a bad way. By the way, this is your brain interpreting useless as a bad word. In my mouth, beauty is useless, sensuality is useless. And it's only because we have that that injunction to productivity, that we believe that useless is a bad word, that we believe that useless is an insult. It is not. It is as essential and necessary as productivity. Sensuality is being in the body, in your senses. That's where comes the word sensual, senses. So being sensual is being in your senses. Being sensual to yourself is being in your senses when you are with yourself instead of being in your head. Because notice when you are alone, where do you generally keep yourself, your consciousness? Is it in your head, thinking about what you're gonna do, what you should do tomorrow, tonight, the dinner, this and that? Or is it in your body, feeling, how am I feeling? What do I need? How do I feel? It's generally in the head, right? And so the art of seducing yourself is the art of coming back to your body when you are alone with yourself instead of staying in the head. And coming back in the body will feel like non-productive because you are not in your head able to think and planify and organize everything to be productive, you know? So it's a choice in that moment to not be productive, to start to move slow when everything pushes you to move at a specific speed. And the art of it means that there is a way to do it without denying everything that you want to do in your life. You can have ambitions, you can have a purpose, a job, clients, all of that. And so the art of it is the art of finding the good moments to be productive and to dedicate some moments to just be sensual in your senses, in your body, in seduction with yourself, in the moment, to slow down. And not only we were taught to be productive, we were taught to be politely productive, especially as a woman. And you can see it in your beauty because I'm sure that you don't take care of yourself the same way when you stay at home alone on a chilling Sunday or whatever day it is than when you go out to meet other people, right? You do way more effort when it's for other people. And the art of seducing yourself is remembering that you are worth as much as other people. And if you decide to do those efforts for others, why you don't do them for yourself? Why you think that you are not worth those efforts? And sometimes it doesn't even mean doing more. Sometimes it might be realizing that you can do less for other people than what you think you need to be accepted, loved, respected, not judged, all of that. Seducing yourself is the art of not just surviving when you are with yourself, not just eating, sleeping, working, and then finally going out or meeting some people and then starting to experience life and living. And by the way, that is exactly what makes you obsessed with a man, for example. You are obsessed with a man when you stop seducing yourself and so you start surviving with yourself. Just being in your mind, thinking, okay, what should we eat? Okay, eating, drinking, sleeping, showering, and repeating the next day. And then you see a man, you see a guy, and life with him seems amazing. Life with him starts to be life again, and you feel like, wow, with him I'm feeling so alive. With him I'm feeling so, we are laughing, we are doing this and that, there is always something happening, it's amazing. Why is it amazing? Just because you decided to start living in that moment and not just surviving. Well, it has nothing to do about him and everything about your inner permission that, okay, this is a time to have fun, this is a time to feel alive, this is a time to experience, this is a time to be my crazy self. But you can give yourself that same permission when you are with yourself. This is the art of seducing yourself. Realizing that time with yourself can also be the time to live, the time to experiment, the time to be, the time to have fun. And it's super good to do that with another person. I'm not denying the greatness that is love and sharing experience with another person. The problem is only when you start believing that this comes from the other person and not from yourself. So start giving you that permission. Start cooking in your best clothes. Start imagining that you are in a house near the beach and you are cooking and you can almost hear the waves out of your window. Notice yourself rushing and stop the movement. Consciously come back to your peace and slowness. All those in between moments where you rush because you deem them non-important because you are just with yourself, you rush taking your shower, getting ready, eating, doing that to finally go out and meet some people or to finally do this and that. All those moments where you rush when you are with yourself, you are denying the seduction of yourself. Why are you rushing? What happens if you are a little late? For this time, of course. Don't be always late. No one likes someone who is always late. I don't. Next time, just give yourself more time. Instead of meeting at 4, you need 30 minutes to be in your slowness. Let's meet at 4.5. Just include it. Include yourself in your plan. But sometimes we rush and we think that, and what? What will happen if you slow down? Sometimes it's important to rush. Sometimes we have to rush. But sometimes it's not that important. We just rush out of automatic pilot to rushing, you know? Because we judge that this moment with myself, showering, getting ready, eating, or whatever is not important. This moment with myself is not important. It's an in between moment before doing something with other people or something important. But it's the exact moment where you could actually seduce yourself, reveal your beauty, feel so good in your own presence. Slow down on purpose. This will release and regulate your nervous system, and this will create automatically a feminine presence that yourself first will feel and experiment. And when you feel that about yourself, you start believing that you can be feminine and you start to switch identities naturally, not forcing a behavior, not forcing an action, just feeling that, oh, I am also that. Slowness is so powerful. Non productivity times is so powerful. Beauty is slow and non productive. Still, it's so necessary, so fulfilling, so connecting to something higher, harmony, beauty. But still, what is really the productivity of it? Nothing. And when you slow down, you also become aware of your sensation. Sensation with so senses is actually how you become sensual. So when you slow down, you regulate your nervous system, you become sensual, you become there for yourself, you become aware. All of that makes your presence so powerful and beautiful. Here are some points that I noted to start getting into that embodiment of slowness and femininity and seducing yourself through that energy of sensuality, being in your senses and your presence. And as I said, pause when you are in a rush. Learn to pause for a moment. Really ask yourself, do I really need to rush? Is there really like a fire or something like really so important to rush? Or could I just allow myself to slow down right now? And it's generally not so urgent as your mind make you believe it is. Sometimes I will see myself like I'm cooking, and I'm like rushing, trying to do everything at the same time, and then I'm pausing and I'm like, why do I rush? I can just put down the fire, for it not to burn, and I can actually take my time. If we eat 20 minutes later than usual, it's not going to change our day. And this feeling of empowerment, when you decide to slow down when you were in a rush, when you see yourself doing something and you have the power over yourself to decide to do otherwise, it's giving you so much empowerment and at the same time so much femininity because it's just slowness. It's not like empowerment to do more or be active or something. It's empowerment to slow down, empowerment to be, empowerment, like it's a soft empowerment. It's feeling so luxurious to be in that energy of slowing down. And also breathe. Slow down, stop for a moment and breathe. Remember to breathe consciously. Be in your body. This is the beginning of sensuality, that just being in your body. We make it such a big deal of sensuality and lingerie and trying to be the femme fatale and this and that. There is nothing that will make you so sensual as being in your body. Do it right now with me. Leave your head a moment and just feel your body as it is, like irresistible to be inside of your body and your breathing and your taste on your mouth. It's almost like delicious to have your lips touching each other's. Just be in your body for a second. Feel how good is it? And for all of that, you also need to redirect your attention to yourself. Because when you are in your head, most of the time, you are in your head about another person, another thing. Something will come tonight, tomorrow, some deadlines, some work, some activities. You know, you are thinking about something else, someone else. And in that state, you completely forgot about yourself. You cannot be in your body, you cannot breathe, you cannot slow down because your mind is too occupied. So practice to redirect your first your mind even to yourself. And then from the mind you can remember that, oh, I should breathe, oh, I should slow down, oh, I should actually, do this and that. What do I want to try this month? How am I feeling right now? What do I want to eat today? And then my last advice is also to touch yourself, touch your hair, touch your skin, sit like a muse. I have a full video about that. Sit like a muse, like involve the touches, all the senses really, but really the touch is one of them that will make you feel so irresistible in your own presence, so taken care in your own presence, so seduced by yourself. When I touch my hair, not to fix them, not to criticize them, but to like enjoy and like feel that moment with myself. And especially don't let your mind make you believe that you need a skill to seduce. you know I was feeling like, oh, I'm not the person to be able to seduce anyone. I'm not a sensual person. I'm not a seductor. I'm not a femme fatale. It's really not me. I used to think that, but it's not a skill. It's an identity. And when it's an identity, you know that you already have it because who you are is everything. You are worth slowing down for. You are worth savoring. You are worth seducing. You are worth looking at. You are worth being touched with love. You are worth devotion, admiration. And it seems internal, but it will have a real visible effect on your natural beauty, shine, attraction level, because your face will start to soften, your body will start to feel at ease, your tensions will melt, and life in general will feel more romantic, even when nothing happens at all in your day. The art of seducing yourself is a soft power. Use it because you totally control it. And babe, you got this. See you in the next one.